Being sergeant in the line, I was watching the men form up, firing into the Federals, and doing their duty. When all of a sudden, past me, I hear a bullet. Turn behind me, it's my colonel, Colonel McGowan, shot in the left chest. I reached down, I dropped my gun, I reached down. Colonel! The colonel was my friend from way back. And I'm ready to give him a drink of water, and he looks up at me and says, Griffin, take care of me. Griffin, take care of me. No sooner had I got my canteen to his mouth, he died. I was bewildered, shocked, and saddened by the death of my friend. And I was walking around, and my captain saw me. He says, Griffin, go back behind the lines. Go back behind the lines. Your job is done here. I says, Captain, I says, promised Colonel that I'd take care of him. With that, the captain said, all right, Patrick, go back. Wandered around, found our colonel in the bush where I'd laid him, and I got a couple of my parts, and we ended up picking up the colonel, carrying him back. And it was a long walk with a dead body. The colonel was a tall man. He was a handsome man, and he always seemed to have his stirrups up too high. And he was always, with his gangly legs, he was just funny to watch on a horse. But that was our colonel. While we were marching back, it was a long walk back with the colonel. We ended up being captured. Federal company caught us. Now we're prisoners. The captain says, what are you doing with that man? I said, Captain, this is my colonel, my friend. I promised to take care of him. Well, the colonel, excuse me, the captain knew my mission was to take care of my colonel. And in talking, I found that the captain of this federal captain was also Irish. So was my colonel. It was then that I decided the only good Yankee must be Irish. Because he allowed us to take our colonel and march him back into town. He kind of paroled me for a little while where I took care of my colonel. Hired a casket to be built for him. We marched the next day in procession. At Tennessee, marched in procession with our dead colonel and buried him properly. However, we were still prisoners of war, and we had an armed guard to the gravesite. But we promised we'd take care of our colonel, and we have. And there's my story about Colonel McGowan. Now you might be wondering why I'm fighting this war. Well, many say it's states' rights, and I believe them to be correct. Our society was agricultural. Cotton is king. We need the slaves to keep our society going. One thing to remember, and I know you're going to get uneasy about this, but no matter what my station in life is, rich man, poor man, poverty, I'm still better than a black man. It's my society, and I'll fight for that. I said it.